This is News 3 Now at 6.
Thank you for joining us tonight. There's still so much we don't know about how and where COVID outbreaks happened at workplaces in Wisconsin during the pandemic.
But thanks to new records investigative reporter Naomi Coles got from the federal government, we have a better idea of where the safety concerns happened. Naomi?
That's right. A lot of us are returning to our offices, but hundreds of those who never left filed complaint after complaint with the federal government saying about the safety concerns. Now, for the most part, they got no answers. Every dot on this map behind me represents one of nearly 400 complaints statewide. That's just at the height of the pandemic, many clustering in urban strongholds in and around Milwaukee and right here in Madison. Now, just 49 out of 393 complaints prompted an actual inspection. That's just 12%. Every other time, OSHA told me they used an informal process, which generally means they sent a letter to the employer.
It continues and remains shocking that more wasn't done to address employee concerns about real problems in the workplace. It's startling to me how many industries experience this.
Complaints came from dozens of different industries and ranged from outbreak investigations to complaints about lack of masks in the workplace. At 10 on News 3 Now, I'll show you what, if anything, was done about them and how one of our own reports prompted an OSHA investigation into a local restaurant.
Naomi, thank you. As Wisconsin inches closer to that 50% fully vaccinated mark, many vaccinators are struggling with a bit of a balancing act.
Keeping enough, but not too much vaccine on hand. Christina Laurie explains why this is becoming more and more difficult to do.
6 months into Wisconsin's vaccine rollout,
you got to have a good process in place.
The process of giving shots has settled into a rhythm. It's the planning that's changed.
The vaccine doesn't afford you much wiggle room on drawing it up and then not injecting it.
Early on, there were so many people who wanted to be vaccinated. UW Health Dr. Jeff Pothoff says pharmacists didn't have to worry about wasting doses.
Now with less demand for the vaccines, you find yourself in a situation where if you crack that vial, you may not be able to get other people to come in and use that dose.
There are 6 doses of the vaccine in each vial of Pfizer, a maximum of 15 in each Moderna, and 5 in Johnson & Johnson. Doses of all 3 must be used within hours of opening.
So we wouldn't pull something out that maybe can stay in a freezer a little longer. We would use something that needs to be used more quickly first.
It can be hard to keep track of all the numbers. That's why major chains like Hy-Vee are rolling out a new feature online.
People can see before they get there if we're offering Johnson & Johnson and Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson or Moderna.
Showing what they're offering when. You can also do your part to help pharmacies not waste doses by calling ahead, although walk-ins are still welcome.
At this point, our main goal is to get people vaccinated. We'll work on the details of making sure we're not wasting anything.
Reporting in Madison, Christina Laurie, News 3 Now.
Now, you might be wondering why wasting vaccine doses is a concern, considering we have more supply than demand. And while that is true here in Wisconsin and across America, many other countries like India are still seeing thousands of people die every day because they don't have enough vaccine to protect even the most vulnerable. Meanwhile, more than 45% of Wisconsin is now fully vaccinated from COVID-19. 49% have at least one dose. Here in Dane County, more than 62% of people are fully vaccinated. 68% have at least one dose. And a reminder, the Alliant Energy Center is planning to end vaccination efforts at the end of this week. And the same thing is happening at another vaccine location. The Blackhawk Technical College says its community clinic will not be open on Wednesdays, but will continue to be open from 11 a.m. until 7 p.m. on Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. This is due to vaccine demand declining throughout the state. The site will be closed on or before July 17th.
It is feeling much cooler outside. Let's check your certified most accurate forecast now with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canaldi.
Well, for the first day of summer, it does feel kind of refreshing, but the good news is if you like warmer weather, it'll be back in just a couple of days. Visible cloud track shows some clouds across the area. That also blotted out the sun from time to time and helped keep things cool, but Doppler track right now almost free of precipitation, just a few sprinkles up in the northern portion of the state. High temperatures didn't even make it to 70 here in Madison. 69 was the best we could do. Janesville did reach 72, but Boscobel was about the only other reporting station that made it into the 70s, and you can see right now everybody's in the 60s. Madison has dropped to 63, and by tomorrow morning we'll be down to about 46, so a chilly night with mostly clear skies. Tomorrow will be partly sunny, not quite as cool with a high of 72, and as temperatures warm up at the end of the week, we'll also see see thunderstorm chances increase. More on that in the forecast in a few minutes.
Gary, thank you. A Sparta man is now charged after attacking 3 people with an axe, killing one of them. Thomas Aspetter is being held on a $1 million cash bond tonight. He made his first court appearance today. He is charged with first-degree intentional homicide and 2 counts of attempted first-degree intentional homicide, along with 2 counts of aggravated battery. Authorities say he broke into his grandfather's home while they were out. When his grandfather returned and asked him to leave, he allegedly attacked his grandfather with the axe, killing him. He then attacked 2 other relatives. They survived. Aspetter then shot himself in the chin. A state of Oregon man accused of killing his father and 2 other people allegedly forced a woman to drive him more than 2,000 miles to Wisconsin before turning himself in. Owen Evan Nicholson approached the woman as she walked toward her car, forced her to drive him all the way to Milwaukee. The woman was not harmed.
There's been a spike of gun-related violence in the U.S. since the start of the year. Some law enforcement officials say they're concerned about the violence spiking further during the summer months. Madison Police Chief Sean Barnes weighed in on CNN today.
We're trying to determine what are the ramifications of coming out of a pandemic. What are the frustrations that are Americans feeling? How are we dealing with mental health? How are we dealing with some of the stressors related to unemployment in this country? And so these are the things that I think we have to wrap our heads around.
Since Friday, 10 mass shootings were reported across the U.S. At least 7 people died, including 2 kids. The prior weekend, there were also 10 mass shootings reported in 7 states, killing 12 people.
A Middleton home is considered a total loss after a fire this morning. It happened in the 3800 block of Bay Laurel Lane. Crews say when they arrived, they saw flames in the garage that quickly spread to the rest of the home. No one was injured in that fire. Initial damage reports say that fire caused about $700,000 in damage.
School districts are pleading with Republican lawmakers to spend more on education over the next 2 years. They're worried about property tax cuts the GOP backs, as well as their plan to increase school funding by 1/10 of what the governor wants. Superintendents and teachers took that message to the Capitol steps today, hoping to show how this would impact your children's future. And that is where Jamie Perez is now to explain.
Saying they really need the state to funnel more money into the districts so that they don't have to rely on taxpayers to do so through state referendums. Now, many claimed that today that Wisconsin has a history of providing little to no extra funding to K-12 education, putting our education system behind in the nation. A research director at the Wisconsin Policy Forum explained that there is an increase in state and federal funding to schools, but there is a catch.
There's a pretty notable increase in state support for schools, but it won't leave schools with more money to actually spend on educating students. It'll instead be used to lower local property taxes.
Assembly co-chair Republican Representative Mark Bourne told us via email, quote, when crafting the K-12 budget, we took into consideration the massive $2.4 billion in federal funding coming to our school districts. On top of that, we still increased funding by nearly $100 million to our schools for student mental health and special education. Under our plan, schools that have been largely in person over the last year are guaranteed to receive a minimum of $781 per student, more than the per student increase in the last budget, which Governor Evers signed. Now, the Assembly will vote on this next week. We're not entirely sure when the Senate will take up the budget again next. The question then becomes whether or not Governor Evers will sign this bill or will use his veto powers to reject it.
Jamie, thank you. A special honor for a local healthcare worker. We'll tell you why she's being called a superhero of medicine. That is still ahead on News 3 Now at 6.
Time is of the essence when planning for retirement, so take the time now to make sure yours is well built. Retirements are built here every day. Retirement Income Planning, LLC.
Ooh, how much are these?
2 as low as $59.95.
I'll take them all. I'll mark them up at least 10 times.
I'm sorry, but your card was declined.
Unbeatable selection without the drama. 2 pair plus a free eye exam as low as $59.95. Menards is your lighting headquarters. Stop by our lighting showroom and find the perfect light for your home. We have a great selection of lights from top brands, including Good Earth Lighting. Check out this 46-inch LED motion sensing shop light. You can connect up to 5 fixtures to illuminate larger areas. Right now, save 11% on all Good Earth lighting fixtures. Get 11% off everything right now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
The light at the end of the tunnel isn't shining so brightly for everyone. Families continue to fight for survival. Some jobs are gone forever. Bills pile up. But please know, you have not been forgotten. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. Apply now for a hand up.
Only my good side. How was Stanton Optical? Terrible?
It was the best experience. I got a same-day eye exam and just picked up my new glasses.
Cut! We can't use this one either.
Walk-in eye exams without the drama. 2 pair plus a free eye exam, as low as $59.95.
What does your retirement future look like? With a well-built retirement, your future can look bright. Your financial home secure. Retirements are built here every day. Call now and start building yours.
You are watching News 3 Now at 6.
A local healthcare worker received the Superhero of Medicine Award today. It's an honor given by the Wisconsin Medical Society Foundation for those who go above and beyond. Dr. Emily Jewell works with SSM Health in Dodgeville, but she also started a free clinic on wheels to help farmers and farm workers get the medical care they need. She performs preventative health visits just like patients would get in a clinic on the bus. Dr. Jewell says she was inspired by her own upbringing on a farm.
I always wanted to, growing up on a farm, come and serve the people who work on farms because historically those folks are underinsured or uninsured. Many times they're even undocumented. And they carry the brunt of the workload for the agricultural community, both in Wisconsin and all over the United States.
The award also comes with a donation. Dr. Jewell's nonprofit is the Community Connections Free Clinic in Dodgeville. A local grocery store is trying a new way to help people express their social distancing comfort levels. Metcalf's Market in Madison is offering these bracelets to customers and employees. They show how comfortable you are interacting closely with others. The 3 bracelet levels mimic traffic lights. Green means you are ready for those high fives and handshakes. Yellow means you are still cautious, and red means stop, keep your distance, and no physical contact. The bands are offered at all 3 store locations, and customers can grab one right when they walk in.
Right now, Make Music Madison is happening all across the city. About 325 performers are giving free shows at more than 100 venues all around the city, in parks, outside businesses, street corners. It's a day of music held every year on the summer solstice.
It's a really wide variety, everything from youth solo performers to full touring bands who happen to be based in Madison. The vast majority of them are from the Madison community, so it's really a celebration of all that Madison has to offer to the music world.
And those concerts run until 9 p.m. and you can visit makemusicmadison.org to find one to attend yet tonight.
The Monona 4th of July Festival will go on this year. The festival will have the largest fireworks display here in Madison on July 4th. They will launch in Winnequa Park at 9:20 p.m. And there's also free live music each night, an art fair, and food and drink and fun, of course, for the kids. It's all free and open to the public.
It was 20 seconds of being really scared and everybody just kind of huddling in the smallest space possible, you know.
A tornado ripped through suburban Chicago last night. We'll have an update on the damage caused by that severe weather. Plus, temperatures are feeling quite cool here in Wisconsin. Gary has another check of the first warn forecast next on News 3 Now at 6.
This is a Wisconsin farmer. She grows the locally sourced freshness, the freshness that complements the wild-caught salmon, the salmon that tees up the cheesecake that sweetens every moment. Festival Foods. We are Wisconsin.
How
to bring generations together. Start by splashing together, maybe go on a ride together, see stuff together, or do something different altogether. Spend the day together, spend the whole week together, call it a get-together. Put this thing, those things, and that thing together. Hey, this vacation is really coming together. You know what they say, a family that plays together. Well, you could put 2 and 2 together. Wisconsin Dells, come together. Go to wisdells.com and start planning your trip to the water park capital of the world today.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me.
I solemnly swear that I will support the veterans of the
United States Armed Forces.
I will defend the Constitution
Against all enemies. That I will commit
to ensuring they are
not forgotten.
And I will enable veterans to live the same life of opportunity
they have provided me. So help me God.
Okay, guys, we've been through a lot together. And we all know sometimes it gets hard, but it's okay to not feel okay. You know what helps? A good book or going for a walk. Not now, Fred. But what really helps is to talk to someone. Because to take care of each other, you gotta take care of you. If you need to talk to someone, your doctor will listen. Unity Point Health Meritor, a partner of UW Health. Know how much you matter to this world.
Chevy is America's fastest growing full-line brand, and people are taking it everywhere. Taking Trailblazer outdoors, confidently taking on new places with Equinox, and taking on more with Silverado. Whatever you do, there's a perfect Chevy to take you anywhere. Find your perfect Chevy and get 0% financing for 72 months on select popular Chevy SUVs. Or get a $3,000 cash allowance on all 2021 Silverado Crew Cab pickups.
This is a Wisconsin Brewmaster. He brews the local craft beer, the beer that washes down the Oktoberfest brat, the brat that pairs with the potato salad that befriends the burger that tastes like victory. Festival Foods. We are Wisconsin.
A group of workers in Eau Claire will no longer get tips, but they will have their minimum wage raised to $16 an hour. The Pablo Group says it is trying to improve pay equity for all employees. The hospital group owns 6 bars, hotels, and coffee shops in Eau Claire. The U.S. Department of Labor reports the hourly wage for tipped workers in Wisconsin is just $2.33. The group's owner says it's following a trend already happening in Madison and Minneapolis.
Oh, fallen trees, broken windows, torn rooftops. That's the type of damage residents near Chicago are cleaning up after a suspected tornado. Residents in Naperville and Woodridge woke up to the extensive storm damage this morning. As you see here, one family says they huddled under the stairs as debris hit their home.
It was the weirdest sensation. My ears just started popping like I was going up on an airplane really quick, and things were just hitting the house so fast.
Over 100 homes were damaged. 8 people were injured. Fire officials say, though, it could have been much worse.
We're fortunate that this could have been a catastrophe. It looks terrible out there, but the fact that we didn't have any fatalities, that we didn't have any fires, none of these homes caught on fire, there were no explosions. With the debris and everything that you see here, there were trees that were stripped of their limbs and all the way down to the roots. And the fact that none of those limbs came through windows and crushed people or injured people is really a miracle.
Rescue teams went door to door overnight looking for residents. Luckily, no tornadoes hit here in Madison. Gary knows a thing or two about the Chicago area, though. Looks more closely at what exactly transpired there, Gary.
Yeah, this storm fired up a little after 11 p.m. It was severe, moving through much of northern Illinois, but when it got to Naperville, that's when it started to develop a tornado. And then that storm moved almost straight eastward through Woodridge and then eventually into Burr Ridge and eventually lifted around Willow Springs. But looks like the worst damage was in the area around Princeton Circle in Naperville. 4 injuries there. The National Weather Service has just not only confirmed it was a tornado, but an EF3 tornado. That's where the damage was. Most of the damage in Woodridge was EF1 to EF2 right along 75th Street. My uncle and aunt live about a half-mile north of there, and they just missed out on the storm, fortunately. But this whole storm system stayed just to the south of us. There was a tornado touchdown in Jackson County in Iowa, and then a lot of wind and hail reports through northern Illinois into Indiana, Michigan, and eventually into Ohio. But The cool weather here that we had here yesterday because of the cloud cover and the showers during the afternoon prevented us from seeing much in the way of severe weather. But now the cool weather is across the entire Midwest. You can see just a few sprinkles of rain up in northwestern Wisconsin. Additional rainfall that we may see in the short term tomorrow night into Wednesday. Looks like it'll primarily stay to our south and west or to our north and east. The very latest computer models don't even have any rain here, but I do have a chance for a shower or thunderstorm tomorrow night and a slight chance on Wednesday. Additional showers and thunderstorms Thursday and Friday could bring additional rain. The very latest computer model update here down a little bit from what we showed earlier today, but probably between a ½ inch and an 1.5 inches of rain with some localized heavier amounts and heavier thunderstorms. The more heavy precipitation should stay to our southwest across Iowa and Illinois, where the severe weather threat will also be higher. 3 things you need to know in the forecast. It'll be cool tonight. Low temperatures dropping into the middle 40s. And this is the first day of summer, but you just by going outside, you couldn't tell that. Highs lower 70s for tomorrow, but we're back to around 80 degrees by Wednesday, and we should stay at or above 80 all the way through next week. Thunderstorm chances return Thursday and Friday as humidity levels start to increase. Current temperatures only in the 60s across Wisconsin, 70s across much of the rest of the Midwest. Yesterday, we're talking about highs in the 90s and triple digits across Kansas and Nebraska, but compared to 24 hours ago, those temperatures are down between about 10 and 15 degrees. But the air is really dried out. Notice the dew point temperatures in the 30s to our north and west. That'll lead to a cool night, but prevent any widespread rain, at least in the short term. Tomorrow should be a partly sunny day, not quite as cool. High temperature topping out at 72 degrees in the 7 to 10 day forecast, up to 79 on Wednesday. Again, a chance for a shower or thunderstorm tomorrow night into Wednesday, and then the better chances Thursday and Friday as humidity levels increase. They'll end on Saturday morning, and then we'll see mainly dry weather for next week with warm conditions.
And coming up in sports, Sun Prairie baseball heading back to the state tournament. How the Cardinals made it look easy in their sectional final. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
It's a fact. We use our internet and TV more than ever, with most of us spending nearly 7 hours a day online. So it's no wonder thousands of families are switching to Spectrum, because most families have up to 8 connected devices, which means they need even more speed. Switch to Spectrum Internet and get the fastest starting speeds for the price. 200 megabits for just $44.99 a month, with a free modem and free security suite included. Call 833-546-4499. When it comes to TV, we're watching more than ever. In fact, 80% of us watch TV every day. Spectrum TV lets you catch all your favorite sports, news, and more live. Plus, download the free Spectrum TV app and watch on your devices. Switch to Spectrum TV from $44.99 a month. Call 833-546-4499. The fact is, Spectrum has the best services at the best price. Switch to Spectrum Internet and TV from $44.99 a month each with no contracts. We'll even buy out your current contract. Call 833-546-4499.
He's here! He's here!
It's happening!
What can I get you, young man?
Free installation!
Coming right up.
Feldco's biggest sale of the year. Free installation. Plus, no interest for 1 year.
Free installation on windows, siding, and doors ends soon. Call now.
Call 866 for Feldco.
The light at the end of the tunnel isn't shining so brightly for everyone. Families continue to fight for survival. Some jobs are gone forever. Bills pile up. But please know, you have not been forgotten. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. Apply now for a hand up.
Is your credit score getting in the way of the things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit offer fast and flexible lending. Borrow up to $10,000 and choose repayment terms that work for you. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
Hi, folks. Tuesday morning, we'll give you a sneak peek at this year's Parade of Homes.
And we'll update the rain chances in our certified most accurate forecast. Join us between 4:30 and 7 for News 3 Now this morning.
Game 1 of the East Eastern Conference Finals isn't until Wednesday, so we have some time to relive Milwaukee's Game 7 in Brooklyn, and what a Saturday night it was. For the first time in franchise history, the Bucks won a Game 7 on the road, and everybody left it all on the floor and then some. And they did it because of a little message Giannis had for his team after their Game 6 win. We're built for this.
We follow him, so if he runs through a wall, we run through a wall with him. Just being a leader and showing by example. Doesn't talk too much, but we'll always show you the right way to play.
To cherish this moment, you know, because we are built for this. That's why we are here. You know, no matter the pressure, no matter what's going on, we are built for this, right? So believe.
Sun Prairie baseball has been on another level this season. They won the Big 8. They're ranked #1 in Division 1. And in their 2 postseason games, they've 10-ruled their opponents. Janesville Craig trying to prevent that from happening in their sectional final. But Sun Prairie brought out the bats early. 3rd inning, Liam Moreno gets a hold of one and drops it on the warning track to make it 3-1 Sun Prairie. And that was only the beginning. Later in the inning, it's 5-1, and Addison Ostrenga slices one up the middle. The Cardinals head back to state with a 15-2 win. Madison Capitals head coach Tom Upton has rounded out his coaching staff for the upcoming season, naming Gavin Bickford an assistant coach for the squad. He'll also serve as the team's director of scouting. Bickford comes to Madison after 3 seasons in the NAHL with the Minnesota Magicians. And in case you're having one of those Mondays, just remember it could always be worse. Final round of the U.S. Open, Mackenzie Hughes, 4 under through 10 holes, and his tee shot on 11 went way left, but it would only get worse. The ball bounces out the cart path, gets stuck in a tree. Hughes would double bogey the hole. Just remember, Eric, that sometimes the professionals will play like Gary.
Play it where it lies, right? Yeah. Got to shoot right out of that tree there, buddy.
I would consider it an honor to get the ball in the tree.
Penalty takes out windows every time he plays.
I was going to say, it could be a lot worse.
Final check, Gary.
Well, right now, we've got some clouds out there, but we're starting to see some breaks in the overcast from the Platteville-Queen Bee Radio Skycam. Temperatures right now, lower to middle 60s. It doesn't feel like the first day of summer. Low tonight of about 46, high tomorrow 72. As we look at the 7 to 10 day forecast, we're back to around 80 by Wednesday. We'll see some thunderstorm chances Thursday and Friday into Saturday morning, and then dry for much of next week.
What about that game Saturday night? Unbelievable, huh? The Bucks and the
My heart was...
Wow. Charlotte, you stay up for that one?
Yeah, excuse me?
Did you stay up for that Bucks game on Saturday night?
Are you kidding?
Of course.
No.
Of course you did. Yeah.
Thanks for joining us, folks, for News 3 Now at 6. We'll be back here tonight at 10.